Hello everyone. So today let's study about energy flow in the ecosystem. Now, energy flow in ecosystem, it is based on the concept of 10% law. This law states that during the transfer of energy from one trophic level to the other, only about 10% of the energy is passed on to the next level. The remaining 90% of the energy is lost primarily as heat or used for various biological processes such as metabolism, excretion, and decomposition. This law for transfer of energy from one trophic level to the next was introduced by Lindemann in 1942. Now, energy flow is always unidirectional, that is, energy flows in one direction from the sun to producers, then to various level of consumers, and finally to decomposers. It does not cycle back. At each trophic level, a significant portion of energy is lost as heat due to metabolic processes such as respiration, movement, reproduction. Energy is also lost through excretion and decomposition. The efficiency of energy transfer between trophic levels is relatively low, which limits the number of trophic levels in an ecosystem. This is why there are typically fewer top predators than herbivores or plants. So let's understand this 10% law with the help of this image. So this image illustrates the concept of energy flow through trophic levels in an ecosystem. So first you can see producers. So these are typically plants or other photosynthetic organisms that convert energy from the sun into chemical energy through photosynthesis. So you can see here the producers, they have an energy content of 10,000 kilocalorie. Then is your primary consumers. These are herbivores that eat the producers. The image shows a rabbit, which is a primary consumer. It obtains energy by consuming plants, and in this example, it receives 1000 kilocalorie from the producers. Then is secondary consumers. These are carnivores or omnivores that eat primary consumers, and the image depicts a snake as a secondary consumer which consumes the rabbit and receives 100 kilocalorie of energy. Tertiary consumers, carnivores that eat secondary consumers. So here eagle is shown as a tertiary consumer receiving 10 kilocalorie of energy by consuming the snake. So at each trophic level, energy is lost primarily as heat due to metabolic process. The image highlights this with red arrows indicating heat loss at each step. From producers to primary consumers, energy decreases from 10,000 kilocalorie to 1000 kilocalorie. From primary consumers to secondary consumers, it decreases from 1000 to 100 kilocalorie. Then from secondary consumers to tertiary consumers, it decreases from 100 to 10 kilocalorie. So the efficiency of energy transfer between trophic levels is typically around 10%, means only about 10% of the energy from one trophic level is transferred to the next level, while the rest is lost as heat. Now, there are certain processes that reduce the energy transferred between the trophic levels. These include respiration, growth, reproduction, defecation, non-predatory death, etc. Energy flow models. So as we already discussed that there is always unidirectional flow of energy in the ecosystem, and there are basically three types of energy flow models: single channel energy flow model, Y-shaped, and universal energy flow model. Food chain, the sequential interlinking of organisms living involving the transfer of food energy from the producers through a series of organisms with repeated eating and being eaten is referred to as food chain. So this image illustrates a simple food chain showing the flow of energy from one organism to another within an ecosystem. So first is sun. It is the primary source of energy for all the life on earth. It provides the energy needed for plants to perform photosynthesis. Then is plant. Plants, also known as producers, they use sunlight to create food through photosynthesis. They convert solar energy into chemical energy stored in their biomass. Grasshopper, it represents a primary consumer. It is a herbivore that eats plant to obtain energy. In this food chain, the grasshopper consumes the plant. Frog is a secondary consumer. It is a carnivore that eats the grasshopper. This represents the transfer of energy from the primary consumer, that is grasshopper, to the secondary consumer, that is frog. Then snake is a tertiary consumer. It preys on the frog, transferring energy from the secondary consumer to the tertiary consumer. Eagle, it is a quaternary consumer. Often it is considered as an top predator. It eats the snake, transferring energy from the tertiary consumer to the quaternary consumer. So this food chain shows a linear sequence of energy transfer from the sun to plants and then through successive level of consumers, that is primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. It also highlights the interconnectivity between the organisms within an ecosystem and how energy flows through different trophic levels. So basically the process of eating and being eaten is termed as food chain. In nature, there are two types of food chains, grazing food chain and detritus food chain. Grazing food chain. Now it starts from the base of the green plants and goes on to herbivores and finally to carnivores. This is called the grazing food chain. So in the image you can see that it is starting from the base of the green plants, then further it is moving on to the herbivores, then the carnivores, eventually onto the decomposers. Decomposers such as bacteria and fungi break down dead organic matter and waste products, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem. They play a crucial role in maintaining the flow of energy and matter. So the food chain which starts from the base of the green plants, it is termed as grazing food chain. Detritus food chain. So grazing food chain, it started from the base of green plants. Detritus food chain, it starts from the base of the detritus or dead organic material. So you can see the base of the detritus chain, it is composed of dead organic matter, including dead plants and animals, fallen leaves and other organic debris. And detritivorous organisms such as bacteria, fungi, invertebrates, they feed on detritus. They break down the organic material, turning them into simpler substances. So then comes the primary consumers. These organisms, they feed directly on detritivorous. Then secondary organisms, they feed on primary consumer. Then tertiary consumer, they will feed on the uh, secondary consumer. So this chain illustrates the flow of energy from dead organic matter through various level of consumers. Trophic level. So the distinct sequential steps in the food chains are referred to as the trophic levels, or each step in a food chain is termed as trophic level. So you can see the example. So this is an example of one food chain, like starting from the grass. Then grass will be consumed by grasshoppers. Grasshoppers will be consumed by frogs. Frogs will be consumed by hawks. So this is one food chain. So the first step of this food chain is the first trophic level. Second step of this food chain is second trophic level. Third is third trophic level, and fourth step is fourth trophic level. So you can say each step in a food chain is termed as trophic level. Food webs. Food web consists of multiple interlinked food chains, creating a network of feeding relationships within an ecosystem. So a food web demonstrates how various food chains are interconnected. For example, a single plant might be eaten by multiple herbivores, which in turn might be eaten by different predators. These multiple connections form a web-like structure. Food webs illustrate the complexity and interconnectivity of an ecosystem. The more connections and interactions within a food web, the more stable the ecosystem tends to be. If one species is removed, others can often fill its ecological role, helping to maintain the balance. So this image depicts a food web in a forest ecosystem, illustrating the feeding relationships among the various organisms. So you can see here there are many food chains interconnected with each other. Like for example, the first is the green plant producer. This is base of the food web. it is producing energy through photosynthesis. Then this green plant is further consumed by goat. Goat is consumed by lion. So this is one food chain. Another is green plant is consumed by goat. Goat is consumed by jackal. Jackal is consumed by lion. So there are many food chains in this forest ecosystem, and this interlinking of various food chain results in the production of food web.